This week in Yorkshire has been cold.
Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be our final day.
It's Wednesday. Welcome back to the vlog. A little bit different this week because we have had an ice age in Yorkshire. Now, everybody outside of the UK who deals with snow on a regular basis and goes about their daily lives and it never affects them, you're amazing, because as soon as we get just the tiniest bit of sprinkle in the UK, the whole place just stops and we can't do anything, and we just don't have the facilities in place because we don't get it that often, so why would we? Anyway, that's a roundabout way of saying P has had the last week and a bit with very, very little work. So I managed to get down and do a bit of work for 2 days with her, but then literally, I think the temperature in Yorkshire was -10 one day. I couldn't hack out. We have an indoor school, which is wonderful, and I'm very blessed. However, getting to the yard was the problem because I have beautiful hacking, but that beautiful hacking means that I am in the depths of the countryside, and it means that it was difficult for me to actually get there. So I managed 2 days, and then I just thought, you know what, there's no rush with anything. Let's give her 4 days off, and then we'll recap on where we are. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a different vlog today. And you've seen loads of them on the equestrian YouTube at the minute, and I'm tagging along because I think it's a great thing to do. I'm going to do a little bit of a what is in the plan for 2025, and I'm very keen not to put masses in my plans because, as we know in my life with horses in general, nothing really does go to plan. However, I do love structure. You're either a goal setter or you're not, aren't you? And I admire both. I'm like a goal setter. I like to have something to work towards. I like to have homework. I like to have things that I'm currently working on. So, I thought that's what we'll do today, and just explain how things are going and some of the tools that I use. As always, in any of my videos, there will never be like a hashtag ad or anything like that, unless my only caveat, and I've always said it from the start, if you want to give me a free horse box, you can have some. You can advertise all you want on here, but apart from that, no. So anything that I use, I hard-earned cash for it. Never not use my hard-earned cash and expect you to. So there's some little tools. I'm very old-fashioned. I like to write things down. That will become more apparent. I'm currently in my like one of my spare rooms in my house, and I think I'm going to turn this into a bit like an office, a bit like of a where we're going, what we're going to do kind of vibe. However, before we get into that, let's catch you up with I've got a little bit of horsey content for you this week, and I'll just explain to you how the week has gone.
Here we have it. The snow landed in Yorkshire and it may be beautiful, but it was kind of annoying. Here's the dogs in their element. Luckily, due to the indoor, I was able to get down for one day and put P on the lunge and just give her a bit of a leg stretch, with the fields just being a little bit tricky and treacherous. At least she got a bit of work in. Here she is when she managed to get out in the field. Again, not much grazing. However, I also did another schooling session. I managed to get down, and this was the first time I put some canter poles out this week. So I did a little bit of a walk over them. I'm trying to get her to work from that inside leg to the outside rein in trot, and she's getting there. She's starting to look smart. Yes, my position needs a lot more work, and that's why I am having lessons. But on the whole, her first canter poles that she did were really good, and she's so chilled now. It's lovely.
You don't know I'm looking. With you, everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling just loving this moment.
The lovely Jess also gave me a lesson in walk and concentrated just on my position with the fabulous Obi, and I learned so much in this session. It was amazing. We never got out of walk, but the amount of information I took home with me will stay in my brain, and it's given me lots of homework to do with P.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving.
As you can see, I did make some positives. We did some great stuff. It was just slower this week, just literally because of the ice. So what is in the plans for me and P this year? Well, I am going to, as we all know, you never know when your last ride on horses will be. So I think I'm going to take the opportunity while I can. I've got some really good support put in place now to try and get me, and I am enjoying the horse life again, because I absolutely, by the end of last year, was not in a good space for continuing with any journey. Horses were incredibly painful for me, and I had a lot of bad things, didn't I? But so while everything's on the go, I am going to make the most of it this year, and I've got some things already planned in. But first off, what I usually do when I'm planning towards these things is goal. What is the goal for 2025? I would love, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to put it out there. This video is going to make me accountable. I am going to do a one-day event. There you go. I'll put it out there. I'm going to be back doing a one-day event. I don't think I've done a one-day event since, I think the last one-day event I did was with the amazing Reg, and we did the 80 centimetre at Elland, however you may pronounce it. And I think we came 8th. We did really well anyway. It's so sad. We were just getting to kind of understand it. So that was the last one. And I think that was 2022. So that's a fair while since we've been out doing that. So I'm going to be back eventing. And I've got my BDI on 2 competitions. So by the end of the year, let's be realistic, P is just back into work. She's doing hacking. She's building up her fitness. I need a lot of work with my riding. She needs a lot of work with flat work. I haven't even broached jumping with her yet, because in my view, I want to get her really strong and really good on the flat work, so that I don't kind of like throw her into the jumping and she fails. Like, well, I don't want to ever set any horse up to fail, and I think they do need a lot of strength, and flat work is key, peeps. Like, you might find it boring, you might find it annoying. It's not the best things, is it, for sometimes for Instagram, for the fabulous reels and everything like that. But flat work is key. I am becoming a lover of flat work. Once you understand it and understand the mechanisms of what you're trying to achieve, it's fascinating. So, yeah, so let's be realistic. It won't be the first half of the year that we are doing a one-day event. My end goal will be for August, Elan Lodge, do a nice, unaffiliated, really friendly one-day event that I would love to have a go at. It's just really nice. I've done it before. I did it with Reg. I was set to do it with Mo, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So I'd really love to do that. And then to finish the year, going back to the wonderful Epworth Equestrian in Doncaster. Again, these 2 venues have such happy memories for me in my turning 40, want to do eventing, kind of recapturing that dream. They hold such good memories, and they're run by wonderful people. You are made to feel incredibly welcome. I'm also really excited because Jess is going to come and do the big Epworth as well this year. And it's literally up the road from me, so I'm super, super excited. Anyway, so that's the plan. So August, Eland, September, Epworth. Then we rest and say, if I can do them 2, then I can say, well done, Podworth. You have smashed it, my friend, this year. So what we have to remember about Pod, Pod is not what you would class as a young horse. She turns 7 this year. However, Pod is a green horse. And what's been really nice with P is she's not done a lot in those early years. She's kind of been around, seen a bit of the world. She wasn't very good at racing, you know. all kinds of different things, but she's got low mileage, which is really nice for a horse at 7. Because I think there is a tendency now to kind of back young, move on quick, all that. But she's had time. So, although not young, she's still very green. So we've got lots to work on. So that is the goal set. I'm popping it here so that we are held accountable, so that we understand. That is the goal. How am I going to get to that goal? I need a lot of work in my riding. So I don't think I've ever done like a riding journey, but in brief, I grew up in the 80s where it was fabulous. By the way, I wouldn't change it for the world. I didn't have a horse. I came from a non-horsey family, and what you were able to do at that point was basically like child labour. And you used to go to the local riding school and muck out, do everything, lead ponies, fetch them from the field, with the hope that you may get a riding lesson at some point. Now, most times you didn't get a riding lesson, but you still loved the joy of being around horses and just being in the thick of it. I absolutely adored it. I met one of my best friends who I still speak to now when I was like 8 years old. And it just gives you a good basis. It taught me very much about dedication, about determination, and that is hard work. Like, if you want anything, it's not going to come to you easy. It's going to come to you hard. However, so I didn't get much riding lessons. I then was so blessed and got a little Connie pony when I was 14 and used to razz around the countryside, jump mum's patio chairs, kept it at £5 a week, Mr. Watson's farm across the street, which had no running water, no electrics. It was like a cow shed that we kind of used to use. And there used to be a local show, which was at Ecclesfield, and they did, it wasn't like your 50, 60 centimetres, I don't think we did centimetres back then. It was like 1'2" or whatever it was. And you used to hack to your shows. If you had a trailer or a horse box, bougie, like you weren't in my class because nobody that I hung out with ever had a horse box or a trailer. We used to just hack there. So, and then I found out about boys and gave up horses totally when I was a young mum. So when I was 17, and never had picked up the riding bug again until I had Ches in the background, who was just kind of like a little companion pony that I'd taken on. So I always kind of liked being around horses, but Ches wasn't a ridden horse. And then I took it back up again when I was 42. So there's a big old gap there where, you know, I didn't understand back in the day about contact, all this, you know, on the forehand, all these kind of things just never entered the vocab. So it's a massive learning curve for me. So all that waffle was to say that I need lessons. My position is not great. I need to work on myself, which is why I've been having lessons on a schoolmaster so that I can help P. So first off, how am I going to get there? We're going to have some lessons. We are going to have to start off with, a monthly lesson. And the wonderful lady that is going to take me for those lessons is Evie, who is ELS eventing. I'm sure you've seen her on YouTube, but she has an ex-racer. She's got multiple horses, but she does have an ex-racer there that she managed to get round badminton grassroots massively successfully, and also finished on 2-star with him, which blows my mind. It's absolutely phenomenal. Lessons start with Evie in February, and it will be whatever she thinks that we need to work on. So number 1, get the lessons in. And then I've got some things planned in throughout the first half of the year that I want to get to kind of build up to that one-day event in August would be the first one. My first thing, small panda, big hugs. I love red pandas, by the way. They are amazing. Fun fact, they are related to raccoons more than ever a panda. But I would just love one. You can't have one, but I would just love one. Anyway, so my red panda book, I've got the goal in there at the start. But then I've wrote down exactly kind of things that I want to get achieved and worked through to get to that end goal. So starting in February, what I also want to do is have a go at the e-riders. Now, this is not to be competitive. This is not to kind of run for any championships, online dressage or anything like that. It is merely to get me riding tests. I am poor at riding dressage tests. I find it difficult. When I've gone into a test before, if I get something wrong at the start, I kind of give up. But I need to learn how to ride a test. I need to learn what a circle looks like. So we've got the e-riders coming up, and then I've got my first lesson with Evie in February, which will be hella exciting. In March, still continuing with the flat work theme, there is a local venue to me called Alden Mill, and they do unaffiliated dressage. So I want to get P out, they've got it on the 9th of March, to do her first dressage test in a competition-like environment. So it'd be really good to kind of have a bit of platting up, a bit of looking smart. I've checked that my show gear still fits, and it does, thankfully. So we've got that. Continue with the e-riders in March, another lesson in March, and then starting to, hopefully, with the lessons, etc., introducing the few poles, starting in intro to jumping. And they have a little clear round, it's not a competition, it's like a little clear round event at a location near me. You can do cross poles, you can do poles on the floor if you want. And what I want to go there for is literally to see what is P like in a show jumping warm-up environment. How does she take it? Does she lose her shit? Does she find it very exciting? Does she find it boring? Is she not bothered? That's all the things I want to tick off. She's not being particularly bad around other horses when I've taken her, but I've never taken her into a competition environment. It's a whole new ball game. So that's what I want to do there. Then going into April, I want to continue with the flat work, but introducing the poles as well. And there's a little combined training. So we're putting the flat work and the jumping together now back at Epworth. So this is getting her used to the venue that we will be going to when she does her one-day event at the end of the year. And they do a lovely combined training, unaffiliated obviously, but you can do anything. So I could do an intro and a 40 centimetre. I could do a prelim and a 60. I could do, if you want, you could do a medium and 100, but that's not on the list for this year. So it'll be really good. I've put the goal there. I want to be doing prelim 7 and a 60 centimetre, but if we have to amend that, if we're ahead, if we're behind, we can always flex and change. So this is great about planning, is that I'll put all these in and I'll put them on my lovely yearly planner so I can visualise it, so I can visualise where we're going. But if it has to change, it can. And before, I used to really struggle with that, but I'm all right with that now. I'm getting there. Still doing the e-riders in April, and then another lesson. So as you can see, building up. In May, this is when the exciting stuff happens. I'm sorry that I talk with my hands as well. For years, somebody's tried to tell me to stop, I can't. It is what it is. I'm just so excited with life. So in May, I want to start with a little bit of cross-country training, and there's a lovely venue near me called Winters Equestrian, and they've got a little XC competition going off, and it's the first one that they've done, and it's specifically targeted towards novice combinations, building that confidence, and Winters is a fantastic venue. So on the 24th of May, they're doing what they're classing as like an XC competition, where you'll do a round of little show jumping fences to start. I think there's like 7 show jumping fences to start, and then you'll go off onto the cross country and you'll do 17 fences as if you were running a cross country course. Now you can do that in trot, canter, however you see fit. There is no pressure, there is no time. I just think it'd be really good to see getting P to leave others, getting her out into the open countryside. Prior to that, might I say, we have got some things in to try, and that's not going to be the first time she sees cross-country fences. I should have said that. There will be lessons and getting some training before that, and including going to Winters just to have a little walk round, even if we just have a little hack round and see how she feels with that. And then to finish off in June, I have got myself onto a confidence camp for 3 days at Somerford park. I love Somerford. I've been there before, and I've been with Reg with this company. So this is YH Equestrian, and they do amazing camps, training, anything. That they're so good, and for a confidence boost, it's brilliant. So that's over 3 days, and you do show jumping, flat work, poles, and you get to go out on the cross country course in Somerford, and also lessons in June as well. So hopefully by the end of June we can kind of have a reset, and I'll do another one of these videos to say, right, what did we say we were going to achieve? Where's my little diary? And actually, out of those things that we put there, what happened? Did I get it? Did I not? Did it change? Did it flex? Why did it change? Why did it flex? And we can have a bit of reflection and evaluation, and then move forward into the second half of the year, where hopefully the one-day event will happen. And to say, I, fingers crossed, will be vlogging all this process so that you can see exactly how P goes, how I'm going, any stumbling blocks. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I plan in my little panda book first. Thanks, Mum. She bought me this for Christmas in my stocking, and I've blooming love it. It's got stickers, and I am a child at heart. You give me a sticker, I'm there. So I plan it all in there. So I've planned all what I need to do. I've registered with the things I need to register. What I will do is I'll link all the things in the description. So YH Equestrian, Alden Mill, E-Riders. I'll put them all there. So if you want to have a little nosy, you can. Again, not affiliated. And then, so I'll transfer them onto my big board. So when I come in here and work or doing whatever, I can look at that, like that, visualize it. And I like to know what I'm doing. It's probably like a neurodivergent thing. I like to see and know what's coming up. I don't like the unknown. We got the goal, we got the plan, we're putting it on the board, we're understanding what we need to achieve. How do I record that ongoing every week to monitor progress? Well, I have this, which is a little horse organizer book that I purchased, and I did it for 2024. Have I got my 2024 one? One mo. Ba-ba! Found it. So I purchased this in 2024 because I love journaling. I love writing down. I love seeing where we're up to with all our goals. Everything has sadness. There's a Taylor Swift song, isn't there, where it's like everything was tinged with sadness. Sometimes it is in my house. So this was us as we set off in 2024. Moles, Podworth, Chunky Me in the middle. What's a Chunky Me? We're looking fine. Pick yourself up. And it's so good, so you can kind of record everything. All my details are in there if you ever needed it. But then you do like monthly planners, your goals. So brilliant. And then like my up-to-date on weekly things. So I can look back on that and see what I actually did achieve in 2024. As much as I go, I didn't do anything. I did some good shizzle. So I've got a new one, 2025, and this is, I ain't got a picture yet because I haven't printed one off, but I should get onto it, shouldn't I? So Shelley and P Poddy, and I love it because it just is, it's just cool. It's just somewhere to record everything. So I've been working really hard in putting my bits in. You have like a section on weekly planner on what you plan to do, and then your daily record on actually what you do. Have I got my February goals in there yet? Probably not. So I'm going to transfer everything that I have planned, into my goals section, and then I can review it as I go along. So I do that on a daily basis, and I really enjoy it. I'll link this as well. I think it's £29 maybe. You can get one without the dates if you don't want to, but I really like the dates. And it's supporting small businesses because you become kind of like, this has a group with it as well on Facebook, and you get like an invitation to the group, and you put your goals on there, and Emma, who runs it, is really keen. Every week she'll put on there, show me a picture, and it's a good motivational little group, and I love that. I work well with praise. I work well with seeing others do well. So, you know, like some people, from a comparison point of view, if I see somebody else doing well, I'm like, yeah, the biggest cheerleader, but it motivates me to do it as well. So this is what I'll fill out on a weekly basis. That is it. So that is my first plan. I'm putting it out there to the world, to the universe now, on what I want to achieve for the first half of 2025. It's absolutely doable. P is doing so well. She's so relaxed at the new yard. And what is lovely about having a full livery situation at the minute is that I can concentrate on just me and P and getting those dreams, and know that she is completely looked after in the background. And it's just, honestly, it's just what I needed to get myself back on track. So I hope that you will come along for the journey and see exactly what we achieve in 2025. It's going to be good. I've got a good vibe. It is what you make it. Let's be honest. It is what you make it. And I'm going to make it a blooming good one. I've ordered my first new second-hand because, you know, don't always have that money. XC colours, which is going to pay homage to P's racing colours as well, which is quite cute. And we're going to get this filled in. Stick around. Let's see what we can achieve this year. And hopefully now, so looking outside, the weather looks... The thaw has happened. There is no more snow in Yorkshire. So I'm hoping that I can get back out hacking. You know, I love my hacking. I can get back out hacking this afternoon and take her around the block and see how she feels. So other than that, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Come along with the journey. Give me some nice, supportive notes or any kind of messages that you want. And let's see if we can get this person round a one-day event again for the first time since 2022. I'm so excited.
This moment, can we stay here together? If I could stop the time.